Okay, so this is the project, and what we can see that we have the background, and the last time I mentioned that these two backgrounds. Okay, so let me quickly remove most of the things, and then we look at it. So I group this. Okay, this is the whole thing. I group it without the background. Okay, so this is the background, and I mentioned that the background we reduce the opacity. So if I go to 100%, you see that this is how the background is. So you can see the person raising the hand. This is the picture I downloaded. Okay, and this is the real background, the other one. So when we put this background down and then we put this on it, then we reduce the opacity of that one to let it blend inside it. Okay, then yeah, yeah. So you can see the image. We reduce the opacity to make it transparent, so that you can see the other color through it. So that actually changes the color of the whole thing. Then I think, let me see. Uh, Let me remove them one by one and see. Okay, so the date, I group the date here. That's group two. So I can double click on the writing and do it date. Okay, so yeah. Then fasting and then 7 days revival. Okay. Then the logo. Yeah. Uh, where from that? Okay. So after you draw your uh, background, or after you have your background, we also have uh, so this is the picture, and this is the rectangle that we draw. Okay, so you just go for your rectangle and then you draw it like this. Then it will come after that. So, but look at this. Before I draw the rectangle, I make sure that this picture is there because this picture is long. But if you draw your rectangle before the picture comes in, let's say if I draw the rectangle and the picture is on top here, you just have to move it on the layer panel and send it below the rectangle, and then you have this. Then revival, you let me double click for you to see the text. So this one I use Times New Roman bold. Okay, and then I selected the FX, that is the layer style. Then you can see I give it a drop shadow so that it will look like it's a 2D coming out of the background. And then the color is white. So the actual color is black, but I use the color overlay to make it white. Then I did the drop shadow. Last week I also mentioned that you can even use the gradient. Okay, so look at how I'm using the gradient. So you select the gradient, make sure your it's thick. Okay, so this is the gradient. I mentioned that you can let the color. So let me select this and you press delete out, it will delete for me. So you can let the color. So if you are confused, you can just select the black and white. Then this you are seeing there, the arrow with the box under it, you select the box, you see the color. Then I will select yeah, this. Then here is white. I will let it to be a lighter of the yellow. I also, so when I finish, I'll click OK. I also mention the angle where you want to see it. Okay. Then I talk about the style. If you want it to be linear, but I'm using reflected. Okay. And then I also mentioned that you can go into do bevel and emboss. So when I select it, see how the text has come. Okay. You have to look at the depth. So when you increase the depth, you see that it's showing more inside it. The size, You see, you see the size. And I mentioned that you have to go in and practice all this. This is even looking nice. It looks like a metallic. Okay, but I wanted it to look bevel. Then you can select your contour and see how the test is coming. So all this you have to practice it. Okay. But let me not use that. For the purpose of the assignment, I use white. The same thing applies to the 7D. So the 7D, you can see when you go to the FX, we use the gradient, and then we make sure the, okay, so you see the yellow and then the white, okay, and it is linear, okay, it's linear, okay, and the angle is 90. Then fasting and prayer, that one you just type white. I've even given it a shadow. So when you go into the shadow, you see the size of the shadow. If you don't practice, you will not know how to do it. Okay. Now the date. I have done the date and I group it. Please remember the rectangle is not straight. You can see it's not a straight rectangle. So I draw a rectangle. Okay. Then I use Control T for resizing. So see what happened. Control T to resize. Now when you send the mouse outside, you see it turns like a curve. You see the curve. This one is to enlarge it. Okay. Or if you use Alt, then you can do it at both ends. But this one, when you bring it out, you see it turns like this is for rotation, so you can use it to rotate your whatever you want to rotate. It applies to everything. So if, for example, I want to rotate the whole date, I selected the folder and I Control T, it will select everything. So it still select. Let me delete. Okay. Okay, so it select the whole thing. I can tilt the whole thing in that folder. Okay, so that's how you can do the rotation. Abigail, are you here? Okay, I've seen that you sent a message and deleted it. Okay, so let me just undo. Yeah, and remember this text is just I just typed 28. So you have to know how to position it. So the 4 is separate, you see. Then the 82 is separate. See 8. So I did that one enlarge it. Then the others are smaller. So you see Monday is one text. So I type Monday, going enter to go to the next line, blah blah blah, and then I have it. So it's just arrangement. You must have eye for detail. Then the dash two is separate. You can see it. Then the this for the sun and the four. This is the team. So the team to have given it a drop shadow. It's white. I given it. Uh, yeah. So this is a rectangle I draw and I write the team on it. Yeah. Then the text. Then these are the days and the time they will be doing the program. So this rectangle is I did it like a I draw it in a terms of vertical. So time, venue, see RSVP. See how the RSVP text is it's not that bold. Okay, so my attention is to be drawn to the 7 days worship revival, the theme, the date, and the time. RSVP. So RSVP. So okay. Then I put this rectangle, but I draw it small. So you can just draw. You go for rectangle and then you draw it small like this. Okay. I delete. So the rectangle is just to separate that. This is separate from this. So this is so simple. I think the logo has a rectangle under it. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, so this is the rectangle. So I actually was having a logo there. Well, okay, so that's it. So let me move the text with the logo out a little. So I select the first one. I've used shift and then I select everything so that I can move it or resize it. Control T. So those who are able to do it, then you have done well. Please, nobody should just take my file and resend it back to me. You'll be doing yourself. Some people are fasting. Okay. Are we okay? Alex, is it Alex Abalo? You have not been coming to class. Hey, how can you be busy? Okay, so let's. Gloria, are you okay? Gloria, are you okay? Gina, are you also okay? So I'll be waiting for my assignment because I'll be giving a lot of assignments. So if you delay, it will become plenty on you. And if you're able to do this for on your own, you spend time to do it on your own, then you are designing that. The only thing you have to look at is the ability to be creative. You know what and what to put at this place. Okay. Okay. So I think last week I touched on this website. Uh, so I mentioned a website called freepix.com. Okay. Please give me a second. Adelaide, those pictures they are for frame, so don't post it. I'll okay. Okay, so I mentioned this website called freepix.com. Okay, so there are free files here that you can download to do your work. Gloria, can you can you mute your microphone? Ali, there is a call coming through. Pick that call. Okay, so when you go to the website, this is what you'll be seeing. So this website has both Photoshop and then Illustrator files. But the Illustrator files are so many. So that's why I wanted us to look at the Illustrator. Okay, so if I want a PDS file, I can just click on where the all resources is and go to PSD. Okay, if I want the vector, photos, and all that, they are there. Then I'll just click. I'll select the search button. Okay, let me type something there. Let me type a flyer. Okay, so you can see they've given you sample flyers. Okay, so if I want to use any of them, I can go for it and use. Just make sure that they are the free ones, or else you'll be paying for them. Okay, so let me pick this. Okay, so as I mentioned, if you see the this to be green, where the download is green, it's free. If it's yellow, then you have to pay for it. So yeah, free download. I click on it, and so when you scroll down, you see that they will give you the categories, one within that same category. Okay, so let me open this one too. I will save the first one. Let me download this one too. So you can see it's 34.4 megabytes. So these are the secrets to some of the design you see people do. They didn't spend time to do anything. They just going to download things. Let me type design elements. Okay, so I'm putting the link on the page. Abigail, you posted your work. Okay. Jacob, I'm teaching over here. I'm teaching. So let me open the first one. So these ones are, I think they are the Photoshop one. So since you know how to use Photoshop, this one will be easier. So you can see it's a PDS file. So when I double click on it, it will extract it and open it. But ideally, you could just pick it from here and put it in a folder to extract it. So with this, it's going to take a little time to open, and you need WinRAR on your machine. I should have just extracted it. This one, it didn't download well. Let me look for the other one. If you are hearing that noise, oh, so let me wait and see if it's going to open. Okay, So it has opened. So you can see what they have done. They put everything into folder for you to be able to work with it. So look at the title. You see the design self, the social media icons, the image. Okay, so when you open up, you click on the arrow to open up the folder. Then you see, so you have this only this title too. So there's a folder within a folder. You see. So this one, if I want to change the text, make yourself proud. I double click. Now look at that yellow thing there, like a rectangle. They are telling you that the font is not available. So the name of the font is Great Vibes Regular. So probably I'll have to go and download uh, the font, or else it will not get it as exactly as you want. Or you have to use a font that you think is similar to that. Great Vibe, right? So I use Google so that they give me the different option where to go and download. Okay, so I will just download the OTF. OTF, yeah. So you have to be downloading your font and all that. Okay, let me save it. I don't like shutting down my machine, so sometimes it's slow. So it's downloaded here. I'll wait for it to finish loading, then I'll just double click on it to open it. Okay, so this is the this is it, and I'll double click on it inside the WinRAR, and then I will install it. Okay, so it's installed. I can now close. Yeah, then go back to my Photoshop. So I'll just cancel it, and then I'll go back and double click there again to see if it has taken effect. Okay, so I'm back. So as I was saying, can you all see my screen? Okay, so I said when you download the file, it will come as a WinRAR. So my WinRAR, that's how it looks like. Okay, you can right click on it to extract it. Okay, into here, or you extract to anywhere you want to. You can even copy it, put it in the folder, and extract it in the folder. So let me say I've copied these two. Okay, I'm going to document to create a folder. So let me paste them here. A microphone is on. Okay, so you see, I can right click to extract, or you can just double click on it to open it, and then you double click inside it. Now, let me just extract it here. Extract here. So it will take time to extract the file for me. Okay, so this is the extract files. So it's four files combined. So you have the preview. Yeah. So this is the Photoshop file. So I'll double click on it to open the Photoshop. So I think we installed the font already. Okay. They say I should update some of the fonts. I can click on update and it because the font has been added. Now let me show you how they created this by using a simple one so that you understand. Okay. Let me draw this rectangle and then I want a picture so that I can let me pick this picture and put it. Okay, let me resize it. So I want this picture to take the shape of my rectangle. Or let me draw the rectangle. The picture is already rectangle, so let me use the eclipse. So the eclipse, the last time I said, if you want to draw a perfect circle, you press shift before you draw it. If you don't press shift, this is what you'll be getting. It will change size and all that. Okay, let me so I want him to take the shape of my object. So what I'll do is I'll click right click on the image in the layer panel. Then I'll click on create clipping mask. Okay. So you see we can move when you move the circle around, this is what will happen. And you can move the picture out of the circle how you want it. Okay. So that's how you create clipping mask. So you can create a shape from any of these images. It's the same thing that happened here. So you can see that I should go to the images, the high image. So yeah, this one. So this is the guy. I will just take him out. So you see, it left the only the rounded rectangle, which they have given an outline. So I'll go and pick my picture. Okay. Then I'll right click on it, go to clip, create clipping marks. Then I'll adjust it. Then we also mentioned the text that proud, so I can change make yourself happy. Learn more, view more, all that you can change in there. This one too. So the description here, I don't want it here. So learn more, view more. If you want to resize the text, Control T, then you resize it. So these are elements that have been done for you already. Okay, let's go back. Let me extract the real estate. Oh, which one is the real estate? Let me see. Okay, so you see the logo. They are telling you where to place the logo. So I can. So this is the logo. I can go to my machine and then look for a logo. Okay, this time if I drag it should come. Resize it and then place it there. And I'll take the other sample they put there off. So you go into your text and then you can. So first of all, you can remove the visibility to see what the folders are affecting. So this design is affecting this design. So if you don't want it, you take it out. Social media handle is this. Then the image. So you go in. Sometimes you can double click on this and they will give you where the picture is. So when I double click on it, they say place your design here. So I will so let me say I'm placing my design here. Then you have to save it. When you place it there, then you close. So you see it has taken effect. The old one is still there, so let me take it out and then enlarge it to fill the space. And then I save it. So it has taken the place of the template. So this has been done already. You just have to go in. For example, if I want to write here and then I want that black thing to go, I think that is at the design section. So I'll go in to see if the person who did the design has done that separately. Mm, I don't think it's separate. But I can see some of the things when I remove the visibility, they vanish. Okay. So then, okay, the yellow. Okay, so the yellow is separate, so I can type in and say rate. I'll make sure it's on the test. If it's done, I'll push it. Okay, let me get the test to be semi bold. Okay, so that's how you go in for this fast and then you manipulate it. Nice. Please, if you haven't installed your uh, Illustrator, go and install it. So I'm looking for some design to see. So you see all these ones here. Let me type. Uh, okay, so let me type this wedding invitation. It will give you a lot of wedding invitation card that you can use. So if this is what you want to use, you can download it. Okay, so they are telling me that you have reached your daily limit. If you have just a few numbers to download in a day, but if you you log in, like if you buy, you will not receive those messages. So I think I want to sign in so that we can download. Okay, so now I can download without limit. Let me go for this. Now you can see it's orange. Okay, so it means I'm paying for it. There is one here too. So this is the secret to the design. You can easily sit in your room within a short time. You can come up with the design. Just change certain things a little. Okay. I hope you can see. Now I can also drag the when I open the window, I can just drag it into the folder I want it to go to, and it will load there. So this, let's look at how the file is looking. It's, you see, it's an EPS, it's an Illustrator file. So let me double click to open Illustrator. Now what I do in Illustrator is to remove the text, and then I can send the background back to Photoshop and do my own text. Or if you like, if you know how to use Illustrator, you can do it in Illustrator. But I like to do it back in Photoshop. So this is Illustrator 219, I think, and it's going to open. But for the even the ones that are Photoshop files already, they are so simple. You just have to. You can see there are tons of design here that you can make use of. A microphone is on. Okay, so let me zoom in by using the zoom tool here for you to see what. Okay, so I'm interested in the background. The rest I can do it in the. So when I select, you see the first tool is selection tool, so you can use it to select the text. Sometimes when you select the text, these tests they are grouped together. So you right click to see if they are grouped. So then you ungroup. So maybe you are looking for one particular one. Okay. So I can select them one by one and delete it. But if I want to delete all the text, I can just select the text and then I delete. So you see it's gone. Now my interest is with this background. So the person who did this design, this ash is a background, so I'll delete it. You just select it, control, you select it and then you press the delete on your keyboard. Then I'll select this one too. Then I delete it. So what I'll do is I'll copy this. Now remember what normally happens is that When you export the file from the project like this, the quality may reduce because you don't know the size. So I normally copy. Okay, so you just drag around it to select the whole thing. You go to edit, you copy it. Okay, then I'm going to file, new, to open a new page. Probably a A3 page, so that when I export it, the quality will be there. So this A3, just like how you use Photoshop. So the A3, you know the size already, so it's there. So orientation. The orientation, you see that I'm using landscape. No, let me use the portrait because the design look portrait. Then I'll create. And make sure it's RGB. You'll see that at the top here. Then I paste it inside it. Okay, so it fits. Okay, it fits it. If it didn't fit, I'll use Shift Alt to enlarge it like how we do in Photoshop. Then I'll go to File, Export, Export As. So I want it to be a JPEG, so I'll name it Wedding Background. The resolution should be 300. Okay. So this is my file. I'll pick it and put it in Photoshop. So make sure you see the copy thing. Then it will load. Okay. So if I think the background is too much, in, I will just bring in my hot rectangle. So I'm using white. Then reduce the opacity. Okay. Then you can now type in your text. So I'm typing our wedding. So the rest you can do it. You'll be able to. The color of the text is white, so that's why I can't see it. Then I will enlarge it. Then you can continue the family of this and that, daytime, and all that. Okay. So I'm going to this file is not free. Okay. Okay. So you can continue to do the test and all that. So that is how you extract file from free page to the Illustrator, and then you use it in Photoshop. I'll end here. You can go and look at it. On Thursday, we'll continue with this. Any question? Hello? Yeah, hello? Yes. Okay. Yeah, talk. Yeah. Okay, boss. Tomorrow. Yeah, some of them, what you downloaded, there you can edit it. So look at this. This background is designed by somebody from scratch. So the element are there. So if I send them out, you see that they are saying anchor. Okay, so let me move the text. You see that this background is even separate, so I can delete that one if I don't want it. You see, then I right click to see if you don't see ungroup here, it means it's one file. But sometimes it's like this, you won't see ungroup, so you double click on it. So you see when I double click on it, it's telling me the flower is showing me. So it means I have selected that flower, so I can delete that flower if I want to. And within that same flower too, you can right click on it to ungroup that flower too, because somebody designed from scratch. So you see, you see that these elements are also separate. So instead of deleting that one, I delete this one. And within this flower too, you can ungroup it to pick these things one by one. Jacob, I'm using your name for payment. That's why they were asking for you. So do you get it? Okay. Yeah. You want to do what? And you can edit. You can edit once it's JPEG. So you go to file. This is not to answer your question, but when you want to use the file, you just go to file, then you export as. Okay, so I'm using JPEG, and there are other size formats. No, I'm not answering your question. I'm just saying this quickly. But anything you want to do on a JPEG with another JPEG, you can do it. You can use the Photoshop, you can use the Illustrator if you know how to use it. I don't want to be teaching you Illustrator. I just want to teach you how to use it to extract the file, because it's kind of a difficult software. Yeah. Abigail, you were going to ask a question. Yeah. Yeah. So the top where you see all resources, you use it. So when you click on the arrow, you see vector. Vector is the Illustrator. PSD is the Photoshop. Icon is also like Illustrator. The photos they just normal JPEG photos. So if I'm looking for a photo of somebody, a man, let me just type a black man to use. So when I enter, it will try to look for pictures that will bring black man. So you see, so when you want this picture, you just click on it. Mine is orange, it means that I'm paying for it. Then you can download it. Now, when you download it, it's JPEG. You don't have to send it to Illustrator. It's a JPEG file. So let me go into it, and you see that it's JPEG. Because these are photos, they are not created from scratch. So they don't have to put it in any. So you see it's JPEG. So it's just the JPEG file that is here. Okay. And it's a quality picture. So if you are doing your design, you need a picture of somebody, anything. You can go in and type, and you'll get it. Any other question? Gina, are you okay? Emmanuel, Alex, Alex, are you okay? Emmanuel, have you been coming to the class? I have not seen your name before. Okay. So those of you who didn't send me the assignment, please, I'll be waiting for the assignment. Send me the assignment. And if you don't send the assignment, you can't go forward. So send me the assignment. Then I'll send another one. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.